Hello, my friends, and welcome to another pick a card reading where I'll be looking at messages from your higher self. I think this is such an interesting topic to think about and to see what the universe can really bring for you. But also just thinking about all of those times where you would have told stuff to your younger self or to your past self, the kind of nuggets of information, nuggets of gold that would have come through. I just think that's so interesting. So let's see what comes out from this reading. You've got 3 piles to choose from as usual. Pile 1, which is the Joe Sparrow Tarot. Pile 2, which is the White Fly Tarot. Pile 3 is the Tarot del Fuego. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Timestamps will be in the description box below, and I'll see your reading, my loves. Bye. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Messages from your future self. I love this. I love the idea of your future self transmitting messages to us. So let's see what your future self has to say. Library, take control of your own narrative. Interesting. Right, okay. Just making sure that's in shot for you, my loves. Okay. You have the sign of Gemini for astrology. You have rebirth. Well, I'll just show you this Gemini card. It's really beautiful. I don't know if I showed you this one as well. I'll do that. Because I'm stood up at the moment, so I can just check it in the frame. So I can show you these as well. Right. Strength reversed. The Caduceus. You will receive news from afar. Well, you're receiving a message from your future self. That's pretty far, isn't it? Wow. And we have I'm accepting in the reverse. Okay, right. So it seems like your future self has been trying to send a message to you, but you've not been very receptive to it, pile 1. And what it's telling you is that you are going through a period where you are understanding different sides of yourself. And it's interesting how we have strength reversed, but we also have the Caduceus, which is kind of, it's not really the symbol of health, but it is associated with the symbol of health. And I'm feeling like there is a health kind of like a health relation here. So what I'm getting is that your higher self is telling you to give yourself another chance to also take control of your own self, who you are. It doesn't want you to feel like you have to step in line with other people and other things. This is about you taking control of yourself. If you feel like you have to adhere to certain rules or certain things, you may need to look at that, and that may need to be something that you kind of challenge, basically. And there's something that you may not accept about this, because, I mean, a lot of people like to live within a particular paradigm where they feel where they feel comforted by a certain way of being. So for example, if you've been in a job for ages, if you've been in a job for a very long amount of time, and you have grown accustomed to the way that it's kind of, to the way that it is, and the way that it, you know, kind of gives you that security and comfort, that can almost remain a trap. You know, I definitely resonate with that. And like with 22 being there as well, which is 4, it's that sense of stability, fitting within this square. And if I fit in within this square, then that means that I'm going to be stable. And sometimes we're scared to move out of that. And it's really interesting because with Gemini, you know that there's something more out there. And whatever this structure that you're within, it knows that you're an asset to it. It knows that you're something very valuable to it, and it doesn't really want to let you go, to be honest with you. It enjoys having you in a sense of control here. It also disempowers you. I feel like you feel that there isn't that sense of strength there. Like you don't have a say, basically. So what your future self is trying to tell you is that you need to take control of yourself within this dynamic. It's not saying for you to leave. It's not saying, well, I mean, I don't know yet, but at the moment, it's just saying that there's something that you are being submissive towards. And it's interesting how we've got I'm accepting reversed here. And in this context of accepting, it's almost like accepting the true sense of fate, the true sense of your own destiny, not a destiny that you believe you should have. So for example, if you know that you're not supposed to be in a particular job, but you're there because of the money, stability, whatever, what are you accepting? Are you accepting a fate that really isn't, you know, you're accepting something that's possibly false? Something that's, you know, and it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that it's not, you know, whenever you think about that, there's going to be some kind of clash. You know, if you're in a space where you know, oh, it's okay, it isn't really fulfilling my dreams. And then if you're okay with that, then that's fine. But then years later, don't say that, you know, you wish you did so-and-so. It's that. If you're able to take a decision without any form of regret, where there's just any part of you, or the part of you that has regret is like, it doesn't interfere with the part of you staying, rather than you just dumbing it down. Because it's interesting, her ears here are covered. So it's almost like she's not listening to it. And it almost feels like it's you know, like it's kind of batting things away. So rather than being accepting to this energy and allowing this energy to come to her, there's almost like I'm better than this energy and I don't want it to come to me. It could also be this message, which is what I got anyway, like that your higher self is not your higher self, your future self may be trying to send a message to you to say that, you know, take more control of your situation rather than just being a puppet. Just allowing yourself to be the puppet of fate, basically. And that's very against Gemini, but then also Gemini does like to get on with everyone. So there's a sense of you kind of having some new form of your character in order to take this on, and it may feel like you're being vulnerable. Like that vulnerability may feel like a lack of strength, sorry. So let's see what the tarot has to say about this. future self wow, look at that. Lovers reversed. Page of Wands. The 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands reversed. The Hermit reversed. And the 8 of Cups. I mean, I don't know. You might be thinking already that you need to leave this situation. Yeah, you're not happy here. It's almost like you need to leave this situation. You know you need to leave this situation. You know that you can't continue in the way that you're doing, because you're actually doing yourself some kind of disservice. I don't know if it may be, it just came to me, it could be some kind of escapism from a breakup, or from some kind of trauma where part of yourself is not coming together, because the Lovers is actually the caduceus, like at the top between the Lovers and the original Rider-Waite, you have the caduceus there. And the caduceus is actually very Gemini. We do have Gemini, it is the card of Gemini. So with that being here, I just feel that there's kind of some element of control that's going on here. Like you're trying to manage your situation as best as you can, but it's quite difficult for you, because you're not really in control. You can't be in control. It's almost like you're trying to manage your situation and say that you're in control, but you're actually not. So I find that really interesting. And your future self is saying to you that you're going to leave anyway. You're going to leave this situation anyway. You're going to find it really difficult. I find that you're going to be ousted in a way. You're going to have to come out of it. You're not going to be able to stay in there the whole time and just kind of hibernate and hide away. You're not going to get away with it, basically. So you're eventually going to have to get out. So what your future self is saying to you, and I'm saying higher self, so they're probably both together, because when I look at my higher and my future self, they're an amalgamation of both, and they're not the same, but so there must be messages from the higher self coming through as well. But with the future self, it's saying to you that be prepared. Be prepared for some kind of like split. And it's really important that the split, it may happen within yourself. This is a no, you know. If we look at the actual meaning of the card in yes or no terms, that's a no. And I feel that with the sense of you being in control, there's just something that needs to, you need to understand that you might not like that you have to take control of it. I don't know, there's just a lot of like allowing yourself to kind of be with the water, be with it. And of course, flow like water, there's all those kind of like quotes, whatever you want to call it. But right now, you have to take charge of your own future and your own destiny, and understand that you're going through this process where you need to make a decision in whether or not you're going to accept that you need to do something else. And your future self is telling you, get ready for this. Get ready for it. Because there's going to be a point that maybe you are complacent now, but then in the future you're not going to be able to take it. And if you already have made the decision to leave this situation, then it's going to be quite taxing. Okay, just it's telling you to be prepared, but it's also telling you that even though you may not feel that you have the strength to do this, you do have the strength. You do have the tenacity to go through this. It could be heartbreaking. You could have thought that you were in some kind of, you know, you felt like there was some kind of honest commitment. You felt like you were going to be committed to this. But you know, there's something else that is igniting your heart, that's calling your soul forward. And, you know, you might not even think this right now. Some of you, because this is a general reading, you might be in a position where you feel fine in your job or whatever. But there's going to be a situation where there's something where you are not in control of your own narrative, be it a relationship, be it a job. I'm seeing like a work environment where you believe that you have stability, but actually you don't. Well, it's a perceived stability, but I don't see them treating you as great as they do. I see them disempowering you. And they take advantage of the fact that you are staying within this position, which is what I said before. So it's actually provoking some kind of rebirth for you to like take action in saying yes to something. But I don't know, with this Lovers card here, I just definitely think that I just get the sense that a decision put you in this position. That you allow something that hurt your self-esteem, put you into the position of allowing yourself to be controlled. And that's not who you are at all. So it's just going to be some time where you're going to have to realize that, because this Page of Wands is going to, it's just going to keep on coming up. And I think with this 10, you know, you're already in this process of where you're kind of like leaving it, and your future self is saying to you, just get ready, because you're gonna exit this in some way, form. It could be a relationship, but it also could be an emotional tie to a workplace that you had. I'm repeating myself now, I'm sorry, but like this, you know, you could be at a job that you really love, you know, you really enjoy, but it's just ended up becoming a bit more like compartmentalized, a bit more like that, you know, and you don't want to be like that anymore. It's not what you want. It's really interesting. Okay, let's see what the other cards have to say. What does your future self want to say to you, pile? What does your future self want to say to you, pile 1? The Elementalist. I think that is the Queen of Cups reversed. Queen of Cups reversed. Is that the Queen of Cups reversed? Let's see. No, it's the King of Swords. All right. I think this might be a relationship or a boss. The Peacock reversed. That's the Empress reversed. The 10 of... Sorry, not the 10 of... It is the 10. It's the Wheel of Fortune. The 4 of Lotuses, 4 of Cups. And the Weaver, which is the Page of Swords reversed. So I'm coming back to my traditional meaning of the Page of Swords reversed. You're actually facing something. You're facing something. And the 4 of Cups, let's just have a look here. Okay, so we've got Cancer energy. Cancer and 4 of Cups and Moon energy. Okay. Your future self is telling you that there's something that you're not seeing. There's something that you're not seeing, and you have to become aware of that. You have to become aware of what it is that you're not seeing. Let's have a look at what that is. Okay, so I think that this is some kind of boss or some kind of oppressive character who was not really very giving emotionally. They didn't really listen to your needs. They may have given the impression that they listened to your needs, but I think that they promised you a lot of things within the position, be it in a romantic position or in a work position, and it really compromised. You ended up compromising yourself in order to placate the situation. So, and it left you in a kind of like really in a deficit of an emotional state. Like you actually may have become a bit numb within the position. And that's applicable both to like a work or love situation. And you've got the cosmic tree reversed. Interesting. And the first thing that comes to me is the tree of death, which is almost like it's almost like a very much devil energy. So, I mean, what is it? It's 9, so it's the Hermit reversed, isn't it, again? Yeah, so we've got the Hermit reversed twice. So I don't know what is bringing you into this space. Your future self is asking you, you've got a choice to make. And it's saying to you that you're going to have to make this choice. And you're going to have to really look at why you're making that choice. Because it seems that you might be making this choice based on a decision. And it doesn't matter because you're going to make the choice. But like it wants you to think about why you're making the choice. It says like, okay, if you're going to leave this toxic situation, or you're going to leave this situation where this person is, because this seems quite toxic. And toxic, I mean by, you seem to be, there seems to be a big imbalance. The Lovers is reversed, so this means that there has to be a break somewhere where someone says no. And then you've also got the King of Swords reversed. The King of Swords reversed is an energy which is completely... They don't listen to anybody. It's just them, They're the ones who are right the whole time. They know everything, and you don't have a say in it at all. And they will oppress that upon you. So, whereas, like, you're the Page of Wands, and you have this beautiful, young, impressionable energy. You can be any age, and you can either be a girl or a boy or a they. It doesn't matter, but it's more in the fact that you've just got this very young, sweet energy that this person here, or this energy has decided to take advantage of, and it's discombobulated you. It's discombobulated your own sense of value, not just your own sense of value, but also your own sense of your ethics. Because that's why you're not being able to take control of your own narrative. So your future self is saying to you, you need to consider this stuff because you get really off track. So, maybe it's almost like sometimes you don't realize how badly you've been affected until you leave a situation. And that's what I think this is saying. And it's almost like it's destiny. Like you have got to get to this point in order to reach this so that you can make a decision about it. But there's something you're still missing. Let me have a check with that. 4 of Lotuses. Could you please clarify the 4 of Lotuses, please? The 9 of Birds. The 9 of Swords reversed. So you're more doing it to like escape misery rather than the... idea of you actually thinking that this is something that you really need to take action on for your life. Obviously stress is a big factor, right? But this is something different. It's not, it's almost like maybe this is to pull into to focus what it is that you are really wanting. The Mender, I think that is the Queen of Cups. I want the Queen of Cups to come out clearly, because I said that about so it's the Mender. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. Okay, I did get it right. So, but it's the Queen of Cups reversed. So with the Queen of Cups reversed, I'm thinking that, the emotional state of yourself was not good. That's why you get out. But is that enough? Is that enough? I'm just going to put another... I don't like it when there's like odd clarifiers. So let me get another clarifier of the Elementalist. Oh, I should sit at the table properly because then I can... So the Spirit Plane, which is the Chariot. Yeah, you're high. I think it's just this kind of like sense of enforced responsibility where you have to... This character is imposing stuff on you, be it in a romantic context or be it in a or be it in a work context, but there is something that you are being imposed upon, like something is being imposed upon you. You have to, you know, you have to do things, and you have to do things a certain way. If you don't do these things this certain way, it's a bit like walking on eggshells, to be honest with you. It really is, with this King of Swords character. And you've also got, and it's turning you into the Queen of Cups reversed. And the Queen of Cups reversed is just like a hysterical, emotional, you know, the archetype, right? A hysterical, emotional woman. So put that into just like the energy, okay? And then that's what you've got. So it's something, there's a part of you that's just becoming quite hysterical. Like you've got the 10 of wands here, and what I just saw just now was that owl there. The owl there is down here, so it's almost like the wisdom is being suppressed, and that's what happens when you get like really in a really high emotional state. Your logic goes out the window, you know, which is why they say you should never make a decision in anger and all the rest of it. You know, and it's very important, because then you start to realize that you might not make the right decision at that time. So that's why you've left. And I think this has to happen in order for you to realize that. But there's still something that needs to be considered as to why is the reason of why you're doing this, why you're truly leaving. So what your future self is saying, that there's going to be something that is going to push you out of a situation because of your, you know, you won't be able to stand it anymore. But what your future self is saying also, do consider that there is something else that is underlying here that you need to consider as well. We'll see if your future self will disclose what that is. Because that might be nice. Okay, 6 of Trees, 6 of Pentacles. That there is a tendency to reside in situations where things are out of balance, out of a sense of comfort. That's what it's saying. Now, I'm just going to put that there for you. I mean, that could mean a whole heap of things. So it seems like with this taking control of your own narrative, there may be a role that you like to go into, and your future self is saying, can you recognize this, please? Because otherwise you're just going to come out of this situation and jump into another one where you're going to be in the same space where you like lack this strength. So mic drop right there. Okay, so we've got Pearl, connect to the divine here. Do you see that? No. But you do see it there. Fabulous. Okay. And then we've got the Dreamer. You got 2 of these cards, so I wanted to do one before and one after. So that's lovely. The Dreamer. So allow yourself to dream, because I don't know, I think there's a suppression on the possibilities that you can experience in yourself, pile 1, because, you know, I think you've got like an ideal about something, an ideal of how things should be. So yeah. And then you've got the reptilians, predators, survival, tyrannical. It is reversed. Now, what I get from this is that, you know, there's an idea that you believe that you have to follow a certain mindset to survive. You have to be this way, because if you don't, you can't survive in this world. Okay. Now, you must be breaking this if you're at this tarot reading. I think there may be, you know, there may be cracks appearing, and also it's reversed. So it tells me that you're on the track to it being, changing. And that's what this is saying. It's saying, like, how much are you in this space where you are kind of like living in this, basically it's being plugged into the Matrix, right? And what I mean by that is, then if you've seen the movie The Matrix, you know, this is the Matrix. If you don't take control of your own narrative, the people who are plugged into the Matrix are the people who are allowing their narrative to be dictated to them. in a way, right? Not necessarily. So this, I mean, it's not saying that you just give up your job and then you go and like, you know, build a farm or something somewhere. It's just saying that there's something else that you were meant to do here. And who's going to, who do you want to be in control of your life? Do you want it to be society or something else or something external? Or do you want to be in control of your life? And if you think you are in control of your life, your future self is saying, you may need to rethink that. You may need to relook at that. Because something is going to put you in a position that you don't know, that you're going to have to rethink that anyway. And then it's just going to be a matter of time whether or not you're going to understand that you have been placing yourself in positions of an imbalance of power because it's comfortable. I get that from this pearl, actually. Because, you know, the idea of pearls, you know, the pearl necklace that we have, like, it's a very formal kind of, a formal crystal that would be, that's associated with wealth and status. And if you believe that that's where you need to be, you know, what is that? Is that really a belief that you think is true? That, you know, building up towards that status is going to give you happiness? Because actually it's disempowering you. And it's 7 as well, 2 plus 5. So there's something else. And there's also something deeper here with this pearl card. It's saying that there's an opportunity for you to create your to connect to your unconscious self. That's what pearl is one of the stones of the moon. So that's to your subconscious and the female, the feminine divine. So there's something here that's encouraging you to move towards that part. Not something, that's what your future self is telling you. Something, it's the future self. Okay, so we've got the serpent. So with this card, it's about how something at the root is eating away at the tree. At the tree of life. We've got the cosmic tree here, which is really interesting, and it's reversed. So I think there's definitely a message from your future self that's saying that you need to reevaluate your roots. Not your roots as in like your reasons for doing things, your reasons for your whys. That's the major takeaway from this pile 1. Size, magnitude, puffery, and underestimation. And we've got here a puffer fish, and we've got a measuring tape and coral. So what I got from this was, the first thing I got from this was sizes and everything. So I just got that thing of like new car, new clothes, new handbag, new bits and pieces, new, you know, there's just a real sense of materialism here. So I don't know if that is something that you're thinking about. You may not be consciously like that, but that might be something that is like underlying, particularly with that taking control of your own narrative. Because if you believe that you do something to get to a certain place, is that the truth? So some interesting messages there, pile 1. Let me know what you thought. And let me know, you know, because future self messages are not easy. You know, people think, oh yeah, this is really great. Like, honestly, this is not an easy thing. And I had a feeling it wouldn't be. But hey, that's where I go for when I go for these readings. I don't like the conventional ones. But let me know what you thought. Let me know if this helped in any way, helped you to kind of like maybe reconsider some things, or if you didn't like it as well. I like to know both sides. It's good to have a conversation about it. But I really did hope it helped. If you did, please, if you liked it, please do like it. Please do subscribe for more videos. If you do like and comment, that really helps the algorithm and really helps me out as well. Please do hit the bell icon so that you know when I upload, because I upload twice a day at the moment. Okay, I'm not going to be doing this forever, but we'll just see how it goes. Anyway, my darlings, you take care, and I'll see you in the next reading. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a beautiful day. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. And welcome to your reading. You chose the White Fly Tarot, and also we've got your cards here. Now, I just wanted to let you know that I just went to get a cup of tea in between pile 1 and 2. And in my tea, it said, or with the little thing that's attached to my tea, it says, every beat of your heart is a rhythm of your soul. I'll just forward it to you. Not forward it to you. I'll show you here. Amazing, huh? So maybe that's something for you, pile 2. Let's see what your oracle has to say. Sun, paint the sun back into your sky. Okay, 11. Already I'm starting to see that with the resonance with the T. Let me just remind myself. Every beat of your heart is a rhythm of your soul. Okay. I'm already feeling it already. Moon reversed, yeah. I communicate with compassion. Seduction, passion, and romance await. Sea turtle. Do we have one of these for pile 1? Yeah, we did. Okay. Sea turtle. Wow. Okay, pile 2, it's pretty clear what's going on here. There's something about self-love and compassion that's going on that you've not been able to embrace of yourself, and something's telling you that you're going to be okay. There's something here to say that you do deserve love. That this is something that's very important for you to embrace yourself, embrace for yourself. Let me just have a little look at this sea turtle. So, it's about the big picture. Are you ready for the future? Now is the time to enjoy the journey of your life. Start planning for the future. So, I don't know. There's something about the immediate nature of what's going on. Bear me 1 second. Sorry for the shake there. There's something about what's going on now that's causing you to feel that because you don't know what's going to happen, there's this sense where you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to really have faith in the future. I don't know. It seems like quite a depressive state, if I'm honest with you. And something that really, like, it just feels that you're in a dark space, pile 2, or there is some kind of lack of optimism with the future, particularly when it comes to love. So I don't know if like you're single. If you're not single, if you're single, then it seems like you don't have much idea about whether or not you're going to. You might not be optimistic about your relationship status. If you are in a relationship, you may be thinking, is this really all it is? Is this really it? Or for a very few of you, there may be people who have like some kind of psychological stuff that's going on that's affecting their ability to see whether or not that they are in a position of deserving of love. And the thing is that you very much are deserving of love, pile 2. You really are, but there's, I don't know, I just got a sense of very strong depressive state, very strong sadness, very upset about things, upset about the future, upset about how things are going to kind of transpire, how things are going to come forward for you, and what your future self is saying that you have to be your own light. You have to bring your own light to this situation. You have to look at the long game. You have to look at what's actually. You have to be compassionate towards yourself in how far you've come, and you have to be really kind to yourself, in a way giving yourself the love that you really deeply desire. Because it seems to me like You really don't believe that passion and love is for you. There's almost a sense of you not thinking that love is something that can come to you, pile 2. With that moon reverse, it's almost like there's a little bit of a idealization about what the world is and about who the people are around you. You may think it's a hostile place. Or the other way around, like you may think that everybody is deserving of love and you don't. You don't deserve love. Your future self is saying to you that this is not a very healthy mindset. It's saying to you that it's coming, like you're going to get something really quite big when you start to be able to show that love to yourself. That's what this is saying. Okay, bear with me, my friends. My candles just went out and I also saw my incense went out. So I've just got to do that and I'll be back. I think I was like majorly distracted by the tea. That's why I wasn't thinking about all of these other things that needed to be done. The message from the tea was actually really important for you to have faith in yourself. You need to paint the sun back into your sky. It's a really powerful message, that painting the sun back into your sky, because nobody else is going to do it. It's you who has to put it there. And it's interesting how we have like this sun that is coming behind this character here, which is saying about how there's a need to communicate more compassionately with yourself in order to cultivate that sun. It's almost like being this sense of the sun to others. But if you don't see that within yourself, then there's no way that can happen. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. By the way, I ate some seeds before, not during the reading. I don't eat during the readings, but I ate it before, and they just have a tendency to get in and around. So just thinking what the significance is of that in your reading. There's a tendency to get stuck on the little things, to get stuck on the smaller things of life and think that that's the be all and end all. But really there's so much more waiting for you. That's what your future self wants to say to you. So we've got the Empress upright. We've got the Seven of Swords. Interesting under this Moon card as well. Because this is the denial of the emotions, right? This is the denial. The Five of Pentacles. Reversed. I don't know if you noticed, my nail varnish matched with that. That's really interesting. And then the Tower reversed and the High Priestess reversed. Okay, and then we got the Chariot reversed. Wow, pile 2, you've got a lot of stuff reversed. So there's a lot of stuff that seems to want to come through for you, but it's not being allowed to. And I don't know if you're distracting yourself with certain things so that you can, like, you know, just feel okay. The Empress to me says that you've got some real ability to be able to be this, to give this love that you want to receive. You know it, you've got it, you know you want to do it. But with the Seven of Swords, there's a sense of lying to oneself. And what your higher self is trying to say is that you're almost in your own way of you being able to get what you really want. Sorry, not your higher self. I said this to pile 1, like higher self, future self, they seem to be wanting to both give me messages. So if I say that, I'm sorry. But yeah, your future self is saying get out of your own way, follow your intuition and allow yourself to go on the ride. You have to kind of get rid of some things completely. Otherwise, there's going to be like these old thought forms that are going to affect you in not being able to be compassionate with yourself, in believing and believing that you are worthy of love. Because I think there's a part of you that does believe it, but it's almost like it's like a weed. And if you don't get the weed by the root, it continues to grow. Like, it's quite strong, this root. This Seven of Swords is almost, to me, like the consistency of the lie, of the ability to be able to tell that lie to yourself, to say that, like, you know, you think you've got it under control, which, you know, it's like putting a band-aid on something. Or as I said, it's like not getting the root. You just chop off like the top bit, and then it's not actually getting down to the root of the situation, which is why which is why you get these. So then you start to think that you've got it under control, which is the High Priestess reversed, and then the Chariot just goes all the way out of control. You're just like, whoa, how come it's going like that? So in order to reconfigure that, because there's a good intention here. I see the Empress, like, she's got this trajectory and she's like, yeah, I know what I want. I know the things I've got to do. But there's something going on with the manifestation stage of this that is not working out properly. And what your future self is saying to you, that you need to fix this part here. There's something that needs to go, that needs to be different here. And I think it's something to do with the heart chakra energy. Something to do with your heart. The heart and the solar plexus, because the sun needs to be painted back into your sky. And that's, if you were compassionate with yourself and communicating with yourself with compassion, and also believing that you had a long game available to you, your heart chakra would be in alignment more. And that's the moon in Aquarius. So yeah, we've got that sense of, there's a possibility of you being able to think of a new and kind of, you know, approach your emotions in a way that is going to be more dynamic, more forward thinking, more beneficial for you. But then it's not happening. Why is it not happening? It's because there's something that you're just kind of, it's almost like you're avoiding the situation, avoiding the healing. The elephant in the room, the cauldron in the room. It's interesting, that Seven of Swords. But yeah, there is an avoidance going on here, I feel. And that's why, like, you kind of vacillate in this space where you feel left out in the cold, and then you come back. You feel okay again. And then you kind of rebuild from something that needed to be actually totally demolished. You needed to really, this tower had to fall properly. Here, I don't think it's fallen properly. I feel like you're just building on old stuff. And it may not be even your own programming. It's like you kind of like think that you've got it, but you haven't. And that's why the High Priestess is reversed, because you put yourself out there, you think you're doing the right thing, and then you just end up connecting in the wrong, you end up going with the wrong energy, or the energy ends up becoming uncontrollable. Like, you find yourself that you're on a bit of a roller coaster that you didn't sign up for. And I'm talking about the emotions, and also like the people that you connect with. So it may be like that you feel that you connect with others, and then you feel like you really get along with them, and then all of a sudden you find that you're involved in some things that you're like, what am I doing? Like, why am I here? I don't even like this. I don't even like doing this, but I'm doing it because, like, oh, I'm supposed to, like, be able to get friends or whatever, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm seeing. And your future self is saying, you need to change it. You need to be honest with yourself about the types of people that you're attracting into your life, or the types of energy that you're attracting into your life. Be that with love, or be that. And it's also actually it's actually adding to this energy. So it's adding to this depressive energy, because every time you fail, or every time that you don't get this sense of love that you're after, it's like it chips away. And I really feel with this seduction, it's like there's just some, not just low self-esteem, but there's also like a sense of you not believing that you are worthy of love, that you are worthy of this passion and romance. That only happens to other people. But there is a part of you that believes it. Because I think you may communicate with compassion to others. I think you may think about the long game when it comes to others. You can see that with other people, but when it comes to yourself, because they're upright. This one is reversed. If these were the wrong way round, then I would say that you don't know. But like, I think you do know. Like it's so easy to communicate it to other people. And you're the Empress. You've got Empress energy here, which means to me that you have emotional awareness and you really understand this. But what is this lie? There's a lie that's going on here. Let's see what it's about. What is this lie that you're telling to yourself? What does your future self want to say to you? The spirit plane, again, wow, 7. That's the Chariot upright. So it's almost like you really have the drive and the power to go forward, but there's something like you have this belief that you have in yourself, which is here, this sun, that, you know, with the Empress energy, it's like really believing that you can be compassionate towards yourself. You need to really believe that, really embody that, like so strongly that there is no, like there's no questioning it. And then you will be on the right track. It's any kind of like leeway in that sense of belief that will cause you to kind of like go to a space where you might, you know, the trajectory might get affected with how you're going to go forward. So your values, this is what I see. So with the Chariot upright, this is knowing what your values are. So you're making sure that all parts of the Chariot are all okay. That's what the main thing is. Okay, and you've got the 8 of Wands. This happens really fast. So this could be like a negative thought pattern that happens immediately. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there are certain triggers with people. Like there may be certain personality types that you are attracted to. So there might be some kind of attachment style stuff going on here. So you may be attracted to certain personality types and they ignite things in you and you feel like you're drawn to those personality types. But actually, in a way, they trigger you more and they make it worse for you. So there's something to think about there in terms of the types of friends, like potential lovers, the people that connect to you emotionally or the situations that you connect to emotionally. What is it that they're giving you? Because there's something very fast happening here with the spirit plane and the 8 of Embers. It's like flash. It's like super, super fast. And what the main thing is that when you slow down that kind of point of where you make that decision to be with or to be around those particular kinds of energies and just stop for a second and question yourself why, then it kind of helps you to realize why you're falling into those patterns, and then it kind of like helps you to understand, you know, that 7 of Swords energy, because it's very fast. You will not be aware of it, and you're going to probably need some kind of something to slow down your thought process. Death reversed, which is the Fool reversed. This is knowing not to go headfirst into situations. Your future self is saying, do not jump into situations where you feel that you're like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Yeah, I'm just going to go over that. No. No, your future self is saying no. And you got the 6 of Cups reversed. Yeah. It's like this thing where you just do not want to relive the old patterns of past relationships, of past experiences. You don't want that. And it's because almost you don't want that so badly that you end up getting the same thing. And your future self is, oh, you got an extra one. And your future self is saying to you that you, the way that you can change this is by slowing down here. There's a slowdown here between your thought and your action. And particularly when you meet like new people or go into new situations where you think it's amazing. Because you could be, and we all do it, right? You know, we all get kind of enamored with the situation when we think that it's, you know, we think, oh, wow, it's so amazing that, you know, say we've gotten together with a group of friends, and then we find that we talk with them, we resonate with them really strongly. We kind of connect on a certain level. And then there's this thing where you get all like wrapped up. Because I do a lot of work with a lot of spiritual groups, in my own personal education, and also with the people that I work with. You know, the spiritual community can tend to be a little bit like, oh my God, that's so amazing, so and so, I resonate with them, blah 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 blah. But you have to be really careful of your energy, because not everybody has the same intentions as you do. And what's happening here is, it seems to me that people are feeding from your energy. There's certain energy entities that are feeding off of your energy, and they keep on coming back, and you keep on going back to these types of people, which is what your future self is saying. It's not me. I'm just channeling the message. But yeah, it's saying that you tend to go back to these types of people, and then they make you feel really bad about yourself. That's what it's saying. Take what resonates. If it doesn't resonate, this is not your reading. But this is the message that's coming through. With the High Priestess, we've got the Tower reversed. The Tower upright, actually. Interesting. So you've got like 2 cards, which are reversed here and upright. So you have got a plan here from your future self is sending you a plan and saying, this is what you got to do. It's as clear as day. So you've got the Tower here. The Tower is telling you that, you know, it's this sense of like, you know, things need to be demolished completely. You need to cut ties completely. It's like that toxic ex. You need to cut them out completely. Otherwise, you know, and people and things that do not serve you, that do make you feel this way. You know, when I do my daily reads, I usually refer to something called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. And in that book, it's a really small book, really amazing kind of book that kind of guides you through these 7 spiritual laws. And I've been following them for years, and I attribute them to each of the days, which is why I refer to them in my daily reads. And with this, it's kind of like you've got your internal guidance system. He refers to your internal guidance system. Now, your internal guidance system is the system that when you go into a space and you feel that something is wrong or something is off, like this is just not right, what's going on, something just doesn't feel right here. Now, how strong that is and how much you listen to it is how strong your internal guidance system is. That's it. So with this Tower card here, it's saying to me, how long is it going to be before you see that everything is like, you know, you can see these shipwrecks in the distance, you can see the sky is raining a fire. When is it going to be that you're actually going to understand that these people are not good for you? What's going to be the warning signs that you need to like lock these people out or lock these situations out of your life? That's what that's saying. Wow. God, the future self messages are not easy. I'm telling you, they're pretty hard, these ones. They're not easy messages, but they're telling you to wake up. Wake up and stop living in this kind of fantasy, fooling yourself, thinking that you're making the right decision when actually, but then you end up being in the same space. Why? Because there is something, and it's not a big thing, right? It's something that can be changed quite easily, because it's the 7 of Swords. It's a sense of deceiving oneself, and all you have to do is be honest. That's all you have to do. But that takes courage, and it takes compassion of oneself. You have to do it with compassion, because if you do it too hard, then it will end up going the other way. You end up not wanting to look at it, because it's too hard to look at. So you need to like come with a sense of compassion, where you can just be really kind to yourself and understand, yeah, it's okay, you can get things wrong, it's fine, it's part of it. There's clearly a reason why you're doing it as well, okay? There's another thing. We all do things for a reason, like to preserve ourselves. The brain does stuff for us to help ourselves. It's to protect ourselves. It's for self-preservation. So there is a legit reason why you're doing this. There's no good or bad, but it seems to have quite a shitty effect. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have like the greatest long-term effect. This is what your future self is saying to you. It's saying that, you know, there's some self-sabotage basically going on here. And it's in relation to how you can receive love. Again, you've got 8 of Swords here. So there's something about you being able to unlock, well, no, actually, it's not unlock. It's actually that you're in that space. I think when you like go in this space here, where you're kind of ignoring yourself, kind of falling into the same kind of patterns and behaviors, you actually end up tying yourself up in knots. You end up putting yourself in a situation where you are tied, where you do end up doing things that you don't want to do. And you know what? It might seem that way as well when you do start to do things, where you start to recognize and make changes, because I think that this is going to take a little bit, it's going to be more tricky. I don't think it's major, but I think it's tricky. It's a tricky situation, and that's what your future self just wanted to say by that 8 of Birds there. It's saying that you're not going to be completely free of this yet. You're going to have to do some work, and being able to think to reframe this situation, because it happens so fast. It happens really fast. And when it happens really fast, you sometimes don't think, you believe that you're disempowered. You don't believe that you have the strength to do it. So, and then we've got the Geomancer, which is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So there's just a real lack of stability. I don't think if you believe that you could be any kind of sense of home to anyone. Yeah, 3 of Cups reversed. It's quite sad. That's what I'm getting, pile 2. It's just really sad, because there's this sense of disbelief whether or not you feel that you could really be, I don't know, take this if it resonates or not, but it just feels like the sense of value that you provide to other people, I don't think you believe that value is there. And I want to tell you that it is there. You are incredible. But it's because of the types of people you're hanging out with. It's the kind of situations you're putting yourself in. And that's what's disempowering you. Okay, let's have a look at your... wow, Cyan, build your confidence. Need I say more? I didn't put that there in the last one, so I'll put that there, and I'll just put that there because we want it over that Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, building your confidence, number 8 as well. So we come back to the 8 that's here, the 8 of Swords. Yeah, your confidence is going to be key in you being able to unlock this, to painting your own sun back in your sky. Cyan is also the color of the throat chakra as well, so something that's going to help you. A physical exercise that's really good for this is any kind of like breath work, or anything where you're just finding that you can just express yourself authentically, like through your throat chakra. So any kind of like shamanic singing or anything like that. That might be really good for you, or singing, just generally singing, but something where you can just allow your voice to be what it is without any judgment. That's the best thing. Wisdom. You have a lot of wisdom, pile 2. You have a lot of wisdom. You've got a lot to give, pile 2. A lot to give. I don't know, I'm just getting a real strong Cancerian vibe with you, pile 2. I don't know, I don't really read it in the cards. I try to get better at that, but and I do see it when the Chariot is Cancer. We've got the Chariot twice, so the Chariot is Cancer. But I don't know, maybe with the Moon as well, but I don't know, just with the Empress. And I know the Empress isn't Cancer, but I just feel it. I feel a strong Cancerian vibe where there's this sense of you caring so much for other people, but you know, there's a kind of deficit when it comes to yourself. The Galactic Federation, collaboratings, meetings, community. I mean, like, as I said, I just don't think that you believe that what you have to say is important. And that needs to change, because it is important. The wisdom here is saying that, yes, you do have importance. This is really, really important that you do put yourself across, because people need to hear your they need to hear what you're saying. They need to your voice needs to be heard, for sure. Let me just see if there's anything else here as well. It's a split, divide, alone, isolation, loneliness. Yeah, that's what I felt. I feel very lonely energy, pile 2. That's what I felt. Depressive energy and loneliness. So what your future self is saying to you is that there is something here that needs to be recognized with the kind of communities that you are getting involved with, because they're the ones that are messing up your self-esteem. White buffalo. I mean, so with this card, what I'm getting is that there's a sense of you believing that you're like a peacekeeper. Now, I fully believe that you are. I think there's a real role for you in you doing that. But I just think that the people that you're getting involved with, your higher self is just really strongly, sorry, both your higher self and your future self are saying, no, they need to get involved with the people that are true to them, that really deserve this sense of peace that they usher into this situation. And it's interesting how they look quite similar, both with long hair and this kind of like look in the eyes with the kind of prominent eyebrows as well. So it's just that there's something very sacred about you, pile 2, that needs to be only shared with the right people, which is why we've got this card here with the Galactic Federation. There's a very special group of people that deserve you, and right now it just seems that when you are with the wrong people, they just kind of they really rob you of your energy. Benevolence, magnificence, selfishness, and sycophancy. And then we've got a monkey here, and I don't know what flowers they are, but I think those are rose hips or they're apples. Benevolence. I really do feel that people take advantage of your nature, pile. Yeah, they take advantage of your nature. That's what they do. So there's a real sense of you. Your future self is saying, please make sure that you can spot these people beforehand. Please. It's asking you to do that. Okay, pile 2. That was a reading. These are some intense readings. I hope you enjoyed that. If you liked it, please do like it. Please do subscribe for more videos. And please do like this video as well. And also do comment if you wish. But do subscribe and like, because then more people can find it. But otherwise, thank you so much for your time, and it's just such a wonder reading for you. I'm so honoured to be reading for you. Thank you, my darlings. You take care, and I'll see you in future readings. Bye. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So what messages does your future self have for you? What does your future self want to tell you? Just to let you know that pile 1 and pile 2's messages were pretty intense. They didn't shy away from quite intense messages, so I have warned you. Flower, be honest with yourself. I'll just show you that. Some astrology. Beautiful card. And it's Virgo reversed. I respect the property of others. And that's reversed. So boundaries here. Something about boundaries. A new relationship blossoms. The Maiden reversed. Energy. Okay, so what's going on here is there's a questioning of where your energy is coming from, where you believe that how are you interacting with others in order to Okay, right. So there's an energy exchange no matter what. Whatever we do, there is always an energy exchange. But what's the boundaries of that energy exchange? If it compromises us, or if we find that we are imposing things on others, is that fair? So what I'm getting here is that your future self is asking you to look at the balance of the boundaries that you have within your relationships, and be honest, be clear, because it seems to me that there's a little bit of like not really being honest here. Yeah, that's what I'm sensing. So let me just have a look. Dear future self, what do you want to say to pile 3? What does pile 3's future self want to say to pile 3? King of Cups. Eight of Pentacles reversed. The Two of Wands reversed. The Ten of Pentacles. Oh wow. So we've got Ace of Pentacles, and then look at that. The King of Pentacles looks exactly like it, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got 2 kings here. Male energy. 2 kings, dominant energy. They're both upright. So this means that something that is coming from a good place, something that is in the belief that it is in a good place, comes from a sense of respectability in emotions, but also in the material sense, experience, and there is a belief that my way is the right way. And I know because I'm experienced and I understand this. Now, I do also get that this might be a learned behavior from maybe caregivers, parental figures. It may be from fathers. It may be like a kind of like real work attitude. And with that Eight of Pentacles reversed, what's really interesting is that I still get someone that's very hardworking, but it's somebody who knows how to manage themselves. So in the respect of working on themselves in a, say, for example, like a spiritual self, or that they need to work on themselves, so where you need to kind of have some kind of compromise. There's a lack of compromise here, massively. I'm seeing that there's an inability to compromise. Whether or not that's to do with you, or whether or not that's to do with the person that is, whether or not that's you, or whether or not it's the people that you're dealing with, there is somewhere someone is not compromising, and there's a little bit of like, I'm just going to maintain some kind of paradigm so that I can, keep this status quo, because it's so cushy right now. It's so good. Like, things are pretty good. On the material side, I think it's really good, but you're managing your emotions very much. Very much. And it's interesting because the cards didn't want to come out. So that means that it's very much keeping up appearances. They don't want to say anything. Even she's got her mouth covered here. So it's almost like, just make everything look beautiful and pretty, and all of the flowers are all nice around me, and I look amazing, even though I've just flopped down in the grass. Because, we all land in the right place, don't we? And we look like Instagram models when we just kind of like flop in the grass, don't we? Is that a truth? Is that real? Is that reality? And also, if we believe that we're imposing some kind of belief on others, if we just think we're just saying our truth and just speaking our truth, but actually, are we imposing our beliefs on others? And I I understand that. My Mars is in Virgo, so I have like a lot of that's a pretty direct kind of aspect, and I understand that. Because sometimes you may think that what you may, and the thing is that I've learned how to understand. I've learned how to. It's almost like I can see this. I can see stuff, and I can tell people things, but there has to be a certain way of being able to do it. You know, and that's kind of what's going on here. Because it's almost like you really are good with like the financial security. There seems like some good kind of things around financial security, or you have the ability to harness energy very well. But when it comes to personal relationships, it doesn't seem that case. It seems like this is what the message is for all of the readings for this particular subject today. It's about how you can deal with things better interpersonally. Yeah. But this is more external, this one. This is about the love for others and allowing others to have a say. Because it seems like people are afraid of you, Pile 3. They're a bit afraid of you to be able to... They don't know how to say things to you. I don't think that this is the main problem, but hold on, let me just tune in. Your future self is saying that people are intimidated by your power. So it's really important to be honest with the level of perfection that you are trying to impose. That even if you impose it on yourself, think about that level, that how it appears to other people. People are just like, I can't even match that. I mean, this king energy is very intimidating. It's very intimidating. They know that you get results, though. They know that what you do, it works. But they're like, but it can be a bit intimidating for them. This is for other people, right? And also, like, there's a bit in like of a thing of where you've got to look good, you know, where it's got to look good to others. Your image is very important to other people. And that's all well and good, but then when it starts to get into, you know, not being honest and adhering to a facade, that's when it starts to get a little bit tricksy. The mender. The Queen of Cups? Yeah, the Queen of Cups. Yeah, it's the Queen of Cups. Interesting. The King of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Cups. So that means that both your divine masculine and your divine feminine are having to come together in order to solve this. The Hermit reversed. I got coming off of your pedestal there. The Weaver, which is the Page of Swords reversed. Interesting. Clarifying the Two of Wands. We've got the Devil reversed, which is the Vessel reversed. Yeah, there's a clear message here from your from both your higher self and your future self. The Seven of Birds, which is the Seven of Swords reversed. And then we have the Eight of Trees, which is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Again, you've got Eight of Pentacles reversed twice here. Yeah, the focus has to be taken off of yourself. It has to be put out there. It has to be brought. Your awareness needs to expand to those around you, and your situations around you, because it seems like there's a bit of a tunnel vision going on here. Pile 3. Bit tunnel vision, you know, what I'm doing is right, what I'm doing is correct, why can't people see that? You know, you could see it by the results that I'm presenting. And your future self is saying to you that you have to expand your awareness and do it through a sense of compassion to other people, like respecting. Now, when this says I respect the property of others, it's quite literally the intellectual property of others, the intellectual, the emotional property of others, the spiritual property of others, the energy of others, right? You respect the energy of others. So, yeah. That's what it's about. Because I think you might be thinking, why can't I attract some kind of like relationship into my life? Or why can't I attract something into my life? This love that I want, this... There's something about you, your need and your want of something that is maybe a significant other. We don't have the lovers here or anything like that, but that's kind of what I'm getting here. And the devil, you know, the vessel reversed is kind of you understanding how you're living to like a particular ideal and how that ideal holds you hostage to like living in you know, of a lifestyle, a mindset. And I don't know, I think somebody might tell you like something. There may be like a new business opportunity or even a letter or a message or something that provokes you into becoming more honest with yourself and about how you stand in these kinds of situations. So for example, let's just say you go to like some kind of event and, you know, you want to put on like a really good image of yourself. But why? And say it's an event that, say your mates have invited you to or something like that, but you want to like, you know, put your best foot forward. Now, I've got a friend of mine who dresses in a suit everywhere he goes, and it's just amazing. He turns up everywhere in a suit, and then it's just fantastic. So that's not the same, but why are you doing it? Why are you, like, if you do the, like, if you turn up and, like, you know, you want to make sure that you're presenting some kind of image to these people or something, why are you doing it? Why is that? Is that really who you are? Not to say you just turn up in, like, whatever, but, like, I'm just saying, like, what is the image you're trying to put across? Are you trying to put across that you're above people? Because it seems to me there's a little bit of ego here with those two kings there. They're very well balanced males, because it seems like your higher self is saying that you've got it together, but it's just also saying that you need to find, there needs to be female compassion here. There's hardly any female energy here. You've got the Queen of Cups, which is the most powerful, like the strongest in terms of emotional status with the queens. So you've got an opportunity to be able to do that. But there's something about you being able to come out of your comfort zone and being able to come out from the isolation and the idea, because you might have had to spend like quite a lot of time alone as well. So there may be this kind of thing of where you know, you're thinking about how you, there's just a paradigm that you've put yourself in. And, you know, if you go into new situations, you might not know what those situations hold for you. So it's really important that you kind of make sure that you can that you're open, and that you're not imposing yourself or your ideas or your ideals onto other people. And I think you are going to do this. It just might be a bit difficult to communicate. But your future self is saying to you that this is something that you're going to have to expand out of. You know, and it isn't about you going away and working on yourself as well. It's about you getting out there. You have to get out there, and you have to intermingle. You have to mingle with people, and you have to know that you have to build upon this social skill. It feels like this doesn't feel like a skill that you can do on your own. It feels like something that you need to do when you're around other people. Okay. Do I want to clarify any of these? No, I'm okay. Okay, right. So let's see what your oracles have to say. Burgundy, awaken your passion. Yeah, you've got that in the shot. So I think when you go over the things that you're really passionate about, you don't, you create your own sense of energy. You don't need to like go to anybody else or anything else in order to siphon off any energy. I'm not saying that you're an energy vampire or anything like that, pile 3, but what I am saying is that it's just reconfiguring the reasons why you go into certain situations. Because I think that the way that you're built in terms of how you need to go through life is that, you go through life to do stuff, to get stuff. I'm just seeing a very materialistic kind of attitude towards life, and what your future self is saying is that you're gonna have to rejig that, and you're going to have to introduce some kind of female aspect of yourself, which you have already, because you are really, you're intelligent enough, emotionally intelligent enough as it is, so you've got that already within you, so you can cultivate that. But that's what you're going to have to do. That's what your future self is telling you to do. If this reading doesn't resonate, you can stop watching. It doesn't matter. But that's what your future self is saying. The Raven. You've got a deep intuition. That's why that Queen of Cups came. You've got a real wish to want to connect to people. And you've got some kind of energy that is really powerful. You're also deeply psychic as well. So I think that, there's a scorpionic energy to you, pile 3, and also a passionate and driven energy, here. But there's a little bit of suppression, and you keep it hidden quite a bit. So I think this is time for you to unleash this, for it to come out. It deserves to, and I think it's important for you to, because, what's the point of like having all of this amazing stuff if you don't have anybody to share it with, right? The Garden of Eden. Wow. So what I get from that is like the understanding of knowledge, like what we really feel that knowledge is to us. How do we see that? How do we what is important here? And also letting others into your own Garden of Eden, into your own space. Again, it's this thing. Do you want like someone to share the Garden of Eden with? The womb of all creation, the tree of all life, holds the gift of co-creation and procreation. Nourish yourself with love to experience renewal and healing. So this is about procreation. So I just get this sense that you want to share something with someone. And there's fun. I remember saying this to somebody who asked me when I was looking at his chart, and I can't really read birth charts that well, but he said to me, Reena, like, why don't I want love in my life. Why don't I have it? And I said, because you don't make room for it. There's no space for it. And that's really important. You have to make a Garden of Eden for yourself so that you can introduce this person into your Garden of Eden. Because if you don't have a Garden of Eden, then, if you don't have something to share with someone, then why, and it isn't just about your work and about what you do and about your business and, the fact that you're an amazing person or whatever. There has to be more to it. There has to be. And then you've got the Greys, which are short, timid, misunderstood, and shy, and it's reversed. So I think that I wouldn't be surprised if you think that people, you may feel like people are not worth getting to know. There may be this sense of where you're like, I don't know if I can be bothered with it. I'll just go and do my work. I'll just go and do myself. I'll just go and do my things. But you don't want that. You want to be with people. You want to be around people. You want a good social group. You want to, maybe if you drink wine, you want to sit down and have a drink with your friends. You maybe do that. You may do that already, but I think you want something a bit deeper, a bit more intimate, a bit more fulfilling. And your future self is saying to you that you need to relax and not come across so like intense as well when you go into situations. It's saying to you, like, chill out and just relax. Just remember, you've got just as much to give as everyone else who is there in situations. Sublimity, resplendency, imperfection, and superiority. Interesting. The first thing that I can... Oh, hold on a minute. What is that? That's a jellyfish. There's lots of jellyfishes and corals. Okay, so jellyfish, they sting. They look very pretty, but they sting. So it's that thing, right? You know, I think the main thing here that's coming across is about your your interpersonal skills. How are you cultivating your interpersonal skills? Because that seems to be something that is not strong here. And your future self is saying to you, work on that. And like right now, that's the current message. But it's saying work on that. You've got the ability to do so. I don't know, there may have been like somebody in your life that really showed you that beautiful side of themselves. And you may have thought it was weak. But like maybe take some lessons from that. Because you really enjoyed it when you experienced it. I get the feeling. I just get the feeling of a memory that, you know, there was somebody beautiful in your life that really showed you like a real sense of love like no one else had shown you. And this is the example for you to kind of cultivate, for you to express in your interpersonal relationships. That's what your future self and your higher self want to tell you. Wow, pile 3. This reading's blown my mind, to be honest with you. All of them have, because I wasn't expecting this kind of time travel downloads to be happening. But I'm honoured to be reading this for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading and I hope you found it useful. Please do like. Please do subscribe as well, because those two things really make the video seen more on YouTube. But otherwise, do take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure to read for you, and I'll see you in future readings. Take care. Bye.